very good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Mariam Vijayaratna. Let's have a look at the headlines first. Ceylon Chamber presents its vision to presidential candidates. Sri Lanka seeks to enhance trade ties with New Zealand. News in detail. The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce has launched its landmark policy document, Vision 2030. This economic plan aims to guide Sri Lanka towards sustainable and inclusive development by 2030. The inaugural copy of Vision 2030 was presented to President Ranil Wickremesinghe and other political leaders recently. Vision 2030 outlines a 5-year economic plan that targets various critical sectors including healthcare, agriculture, education and logistics. It also highlights key enablers such as tax reforms, trade reforms, digitalization and power and energy reforms. In the digital sector, the plan aims to double the digital economy's GDP contribution to 10%, implement a digital ID system, reduce cash transactions by 30% and foster 10 globally recognized startups. It proposes streamlining investment approvals, liberalizing foreign investment rules and positioning Colombo Port City as a regional finance, retail and entertainment hub. In the SME sector, the document aims to raise the GDP contribution to 60% and SME employment to 55% with 30 companies listed on the Colombo Stock Exchange Empower Board. In export promotion and facilitation, the plan aims to increase exports to 30% of GDP, develop new sectors generating $1 billion each in export revenue and increase exports to non-traditional markets by 25%. Chairman of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, Duminda Hulangama, stated that Vision 2030 is not just a policy document but a blueprint for a prosperous and sustainable Sri Lanka. Trade Minister Nalin Fernando and New Zealand High Commissioner David Pine discussed strategies to enhance trade relations between Sri Lanka and New Zealand at the Trade Ministry premises on Monday. The discussions focused on diversifying Sri Lanka's exports and strengthening bilateral ties in various sectors. Minister Fernando highlighted Sri Lanka's efforts to diversify its exports by supporting the SME sector, emphasizing the importance of increasing exports to the New Zealand market. High Commissioner David Pine emphasized the importance of creating connections between stakeholders in both countries to boost tourism. The High Commissioner also stressed the need for enhanced partnerships not only in tourism but also in trade, sports, the dairy industry, education and cultural sectors. He noted the high skill levels among Sri Lankan migrants in New Zealand and the potential for developing Sri Lankan products for sophisticated international markets. The main opposition, Samagi Jana Balawegaya, Dr. Harsha De Silva, underscored the need for Sri Lanka and the IMF to sign a sustainable debt repayment program with a leader after the upcoming elections. SJB MP Dr. Harsha De Silva addressed the media, emphasizing the party's stance on equitable debt restructuring and economic reform recently. He stated that if bilateral creditors and international sovereign bond holders are subject to a 14% haircut in 2028, the same should apply to domestic debt, particularly the debt heaped on the Employees' Provident Fund. Dr. De Silva criticized the current IMF framework for not doing enough to promote Sri Lanka as an export-led economy, which is crucial for global competitiveness. Dr. De Silva also called for a reduction in the cost of living through a focus on direct taxation and proposed lowering income tax on the middle class to around 24%. Additionally, he advocated for a digital public revolution to improve livelihoods and public services. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after this short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. A project titled Development of the First Biennial Transparency Report, the Second Biennial Transparency Report and the Fourth National Communication of Sri Lanka to UNFCCC was launched in Sri Lanka. To mark the launch of the project, a project document signing ceremony took place in Colombo recently. The project will be implemented by the Ministry of Environment in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme in Sri Lanka. This initiative aims to assist the government in preparing the first and second biennial transparency reports and the fourth national communication. The event was attended by Secretary to the Ministry of Environment Prabhat Chandrakirti and resident representative of UNDP Azusa Kubota along with other representatives from the ministry and UNDP. Commenting on the new project, Prabhat Chandrakirti emphasized the importance of submitting the BTRS as a demonstration of Sri Lanka's commitment to achieve the targets under the Paris Agreement. He stated that this initiative showcases the country's progress and reinforces efforts to combat climate change, highlighting Sri Lanka's dedication to enhanced transparency and accountability. Azusa Kubota said that this process will be instrumental in identifying potential gaps and areas to increase the country's ambition in mitigating and adapting to climate change. The Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka, in collaboration with the Colombo Stock Exchange, hosted an investor forum in Matara recently. The forum was held to raise awareness on investor protection and highlight the importance of investor education in stock market investments. The forum began with an introduction to investing by an executive at the CSC Mathur branch, Bimal Ganesha. He covered the investment process and the pros and cons of stock market investments. Manager of External Relations at SCC, Nimal Kumar Singha, educated investors on the role of the SCC in the market, focusing on investor protection. Senior Executive of Digital Products at the CSC, Shanika Ramanayaka, conducted a session to raise awareness about the CSC mobile app, enhancing digital engagement with the stock market. The forum concluded with an interactive panel discussion featuring Nimal Kumar Singha, Shashikak Vikramaratne and Niroshan Vijayasundara, Senior Vice President of Marketing at the CSC. The SCC and CSC have planned more investor forums for 2024 with upcoming events in Colombo and Ambalantota. The 10th Colombo International Theatre Festival 2024, initiated over a decade ago by Mohammad Safir, is set to commence on 24th August, featuring a host of international dramatists and honouring the late Jailat S. Gomez. The festival, known for its international theatre exposure, serves as a platform for both local and global artists to showcase their talents and engage in cultural exchange. This year's festival will kick off with Love and Lockdown by M. Safir, reflecting on the COVID-19 disruptions that stalled the annual event. The Colombo International Theatre Festival will include theatre workshops in collaboration with the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Centre in Colombo and an International Directors Conference from 26 to 29 August in collaboration with the Gothi Institute in Colombo. Mohammad Safir has been the driving force behind this festival, navigating through numerous challenges to keep it alive. Safir's dedication has earned him recognition from various countries and participation from dramatists worldwide, including India, Bangladesh, the United States, Italy, Israel, Croatia, Poland, Romania, Iran, and Mongolia. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with the stock updates. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a mixed note today.
The all share price index gained 1.08 points to close at 11,294.71, and the S&P SL20 dropped 2.91 points to close at 3,223.91. The turnover was 0.3 billion rupees and over 13 million shares were traded.
Up next are forex rates. That's all we have for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care. Good night.